What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. In this video today, we're going to be talking about Strongblock. I've been staking in here for about almost 2 to 3 weeks now. I'm going to let you guys know how much I've made overall and what I think the potential of this thing is. And it's important to really watch the entire video because this is a time-sensitive thing. The earlier the better when it comes to a lot of this staking stuff. So let's get into those numbers in just a second. Before I do, I want to remind you guys to head on over to my Patreon page if you want to support the channel and get access to 2 things. Number 1 being access to my Discord channel, which is where I personally learn a lot of stuff from other people and where I'm going to be talking about things before I make videos about them. So if you want to learn about new NFTs, new ohm forks, new crypto stuff in general, that Patreon page can be helpful at certain times. You'll also get access to all of my videos up to 2 to 3 days earlier than everyone else. So let's get straight into the business of the day, Strongblock. So today I actually just purchased 3 more nodes. I think these are going to be my final 3 nodes for Strongblock, putting my total up to 5 Strongblock nodes. Now my first one that I purchased was close to the all-time high price, which was about $1,000 a piece for each strong. And the way this works, if you guys are unsure, if you've never heard of Strongblock, the quick overview or the quick synopsis about how it works is you purchase 10 Strongblock tokens and you're able to go over to the website here and purchase a node. With that node, you're going to be able to earn 0.1 strong tokens every single day. So that averages about 3 strong tokens a month from this thing altogether. So, you know, when you take a look at what is 3 strong tokens a month, so at the current prices, 3 strong tokens a month from one node is going to give you about $1,700 in 1 month's time span. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. So that's 0.1 that you're earning every single day. Now, what a lot of people are doing with Strongblock is they're purchasing multiple nodes, which is going to increase their rewards multiple X amount of time. So instead of making 3 tokens a month, you can make 6 tokens a month with 2 nodes, etc., etc. So you really can start to make a lot from here once you start adding up those nodes. And on top of that, you can also compound. So by making 10 tokens with however much rewards you're getting and however many months it takes, you can actually take those 10 tokens that you can get, that you can claim, and compound that into another node and make some more money even faster. So that's the way that this thing kind of works. And it's a toss-up. So even though you're making a lot from here, almost 3x in an entire month's time span, you have to realize that everyone else is making the same amount, so the price can definitely be volatile. And we definitely saw that over the past kind of week or past month or so. So 1 month ago it was at its all-time high. It's already down 53%. And honestly, with the amount that you make in a month time span, it doesn't really have to stay at the same price in an entire month, because that means you would make a significant amount back in 1 month. But if the price can go down about 30% for you to break even every single month. So that's another positive about the Strongblock token. So there's a lot of reasons why people want to purchase these things, and there's a lot of reasons why this thing exists in general, but a lot of people are jumping in on this. And honestly, my buy-in point, my prime buy-in point right now is about $500. I got in at about, well, maybe $550 with those 3 nodes that I just purchased. But nonetheless, I do think that overall it's going to be a good purchase when we're looking out multiple months from now. I'm doing a lot of different staking and a lot of different ohm forks and just staking in general, Matic staking, Cosmos staking. You guys can see this staking chart right here on my Patreon page. I do think that these rewards are going to pay off pretty big in the long run. In fact, if we take a look, I haven't actually updated this in the past few days, but if we take a look at how many strong tokens I've made so far in the first 20 days of being in Strongblock, and this is after I purchased a second node within that time span, that's $1,110 that I've made within about 20 days from jumping in here. And that was with my first expensive node, which cost about $10,000. So even though the price of Strong has gone down in a month, it's not something that I and many other people are worried about if we continue to get these rewards and if people continue to adopt the Strong token model. It's going to end up being quite a bit of profit. And there's a lot of things in the pipeline coming for Strongblock to support the growth of the price. One of those things being support on the Polygon ecosystem, so you can purchase nodes on Polygon hopefully soon, as well as Phantom and maybe some other blockchains too. The other thing that's coming is fractional nodes. So the price of nodes is quite expensive right now. To get one node, it costs about $5,600 at the current price for one singular node. So if you're priced out of that, what they want to do is make fractional nodes. So instead of buying a singular node for $5,000, maybe you can get one for $500 and get less rewards over time with that. So that's another thing that's coming, and a few other things too, which we can talk about a little bit later in the video. One thing that I want to kind of take a look at and see kind of what is my perspective when I'm looking at the Strong token, even though this token can be very volatile. All things in crypto are super risky, but these things even more so, because the price can really plummet. And we have an example of that. One of my big losers for the week is Snowbank. If you guys have been following that one kind of just really plummeted in price because of a couple different things. But nonetheless, the profits can be just as massive as the losses. So that's what I'm really looking at. That's my perspective on this. I think that Strongblock can really be a contender with Olympus DAO and a lot of these other top 100 coins. And if we do see Strongblock reach the same level that we're seeing in Olympus DAO with that $4.1 billion market cap, you're looking at somewhere around about a 40x, a 42x right there. Now, I just did the calculations right here. And a 40x, you're looking at an $18,000, almost $20,000 Strongblock token. Those nodes will be expensive as heck, but nonetheless, I mean, I'll give you guys some examples about why that doesn't really matter. A lot of people are scared about it. If the price goes that high, nobody will be able to purchase anything. But we'll talk about why that's not really a concern for me. But a price of $18,000 per token means that in 1 month, from having one node, you're getting 3 of those tokens in 1 month. So that's going to be $55,000 that people can be making in a single month from having one node. So those are kind of the perspective that I look at with Strongblock and trying to get in on this thing early. Now, like I said, if two things. Number one, if fractional nodes do come, you don't have to really worry about that price being too expensive for the majority of people in crypto. It's never going to sustain itself. People aren't going to purchase nodes, that, and the other thing. Well, if fractional nodes do come, the earnings will be smaller, but jumping in, the entry point will be a lot smaller and manageable for people too, which again will sustain the early adopters of Strongblock. So people will potentially be getting $55,000 in a single month from being in here. Now, another thing to consider is you still have your big major tokens like Olympus DAO and like Wonderland, where you had your early adopters jump in really early, get a lot of OHM tokens and stake them. And they're making approximately that much in a single month. You're looking at $55,000 from a $4 billion market cap. That's not really that much of a dent. And it really does reward the people who are early adopters into the system. So again, this is all speculation. I'm not saying that that's going to happen or Strongblock is going to compete with Olympus DAO. But if it does, those are the kind of rewards that you're looking at. Now, again, my personal best case scenario, if Olympus DAO or if Strongblock does get to the same market cap, about $4 billion where Olympus DAO is, and I, with my currently about 5 nodes that I have right now, the amount that I'm going to be making from that is this number times 5. So what is that going to be? That's going to be about $277,000 in a single month's time span. So that's what myself and a lot of other people are looking at in terms of the perspective of where the Strongblock token can go in the long run. Now, there's a lot of other things that are happening with Strongblock that I'm not going to really cover too much in this video. Rewards will eventually decrease in this thing. Again, this is where I talked about in the beginning of the video, this is a time sensitive thing. The earlier you are in a lot of this stuff, a lot of times the better. Sometimes not, but a lot of times it is the better. So the people that are getting these full 0.1 tokens a day reward, from here are the ones that are going to be able to benefit right now. And in the future, if they do reduce the amount of rewards, they have decaying rewards, as they call it, a little bit later, where you're making less than 0.1 a day after you make a certain amount back, then that's just the way that it's going to be. So this is why I'm trying to stock up as much of these strong tokens as I can from within this system. So the last kind of thing that I actually forgot to mention in the beginning of this, you do have to pay fees to run your nodes. And this is where kind of the final really thought process that you should have before you jump into Strongblock and FOMO into it right away. It does cost maintenance. So you need to pay the maintenance fees, which is not that expensive when you think about it, but the maintenance fees, paying them cost gas, and the gas fees is really where it adds up. Purchasing these nodes, purchasing the tokens, accepting the contracts, that's where the fees really start to add up with gas. So if you're trying to do all this stuff on a low gas day, that is the optimum way to jump into Strongblock. And what I would say personally, I like the best choice if you really do decide, hey, this is really looking cool, this is something that I want to jump into, figure out what you want to spend, the amount of nodes that you want to get in the beginning. Do your research first and figure out how many nodes you want to get in the beginning, and do it all in one bulky purchase, because when you do it that way, you're going to reduce your gas fees in the long run, rather than killing yourself by having to pay over and over and over again for all kinds of different transactions. So those are my thoughts. Another thing you can do if you're really freaking out about gas fees, or if you're just priced out because of gas fees, is just wait. There's two things that can happen. Number one, the price of Strong can go down. And honestly, if that does happen, if Strong goes down to $250 or lower, I'm going to be purchasing more nodes at that point, and seeing where this thing goes. And that's what I said when it was at about $1,000. It went down to $500, and I took the opportunity to buy even more nodes than I had before. So there's one option. The other option is just to wait for Polygon or Phantom to have their Strongblock nodes running over there. So with those options, again, you're going to be paying a lot less in gas fees, and this might be an even more successful project with that. And one of the things that they also might be doing is running their own side chain. So that's, I'm not really going to talk too much about that, because that would mean learning a whole nother chain to jump into. But nonetheless, those are your options. If you want to wait for cheaper Strong to jump into this project overall, there's nothing wrong with doing that. However, if you do jump in early and everything, the stars align and everything works out properly, then you could be teeing yourself up to make some pretty massive rewards, like I'm trying to really foresee in the future for here. So like I said, we talk about a lot of staking on this channel, and we'll see in the long run. I told you guys when I first started this almost a month ago, this is going to take time. I know a lot of people that watch my channel watch it for those instant gains. I want instant gratification. I want that 10x in 2 days, and those are great. But I do think that this type of investing in crypto could potentially give me more rewards at the end of the day. If we're looking 2, 3, 4, 5 months out, even a year out from now, if I look back and say, this is where I started, this is the amount, my starting amount, and this is kind of where it's gone, I think that it's going to look very, very positive with a lot of these. But again, there's still risk, and we saw that happen with Snowbank. So there's risk of losing 80, 90, 70% of your funds, which is what happened in Snowbank. I think I lost about 77, 66% of my funds in here. And I did decide to actually sell out and, just take that loss, cut my losses from Snowbank. But, I kind of made that back already with some other things like Wagyu Swap and VVS and some of the other things that we talked about on the channel. So it all evens out in the end of the day. But really, I'm not looking to even out, I'm looking to make some big profits, and that's where it takes a couple things. It takes some luck and it takes time. So that's, my perspective if you're looking for that. So take a look at Strongblock for yourself, do some research on this. There's some other clones of this that I'm actually looking at too that might, do something similar, but they actually push out a lot of updates on this. I like the community over here a lot. So keep it on your radar. Also on my Discord channel, shout outs to, I gotta remember to write down the names of the people that talk about this, because I don't want to show the Discord because it'll give away some personal information. But shout outs to the guy who talked about this. This is Jade Protocol. This is an Ohm fork that has no kind of early mentors or early buyers, which is something that I kind of want to talk about in a separate video. That's one of the reasons why I don't jump into a lot of stuff, especially NFTs. When you have whitelists, it just feels so terrible when you know you're buying at a 10 times more expensive price than other people, and it's kind of an unfair launch. But Jade Protocol has been out for a few days already, or almost a week already, but they did have actually a fair launch, so this is one that I might make a video about in a little bit. But that is everything for today, guys. Remember to follow my Patreon channel if you guys want to get plugged into the Discord and learn about things like Jade Protocol and Strongblock earlier than everyone else, and get access to all my videos earlier than everyone else. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. I think I'm going to start allowing comments again. I really don't want to, because I hate spam comments. I hate them so much that I just turned off comments altogether. But I might turn them back on for the foreseeable future. All right, guys, that's everything for today. Peace out.